The slope formula. The slope m of a line containing 2 points with coordinates x sub 1 and y sub 1 and x sub 2 and y sub 2 is given by the formula m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1, where x sub 1 and x sub 2 are not equal to each other. In other words, your x values cannot be the same, because if they were the same, it would equal to 0, and then it would be an undefined slope. So let's do an example and all this will make sense. Suppose we were given these 2 points, our first set of points 3, 2, and our second set of points 5, 6, and we want to find the slope given these 2 points. So we're going to use the slope formula. Recall, you're going to subtract your y's and they're going to be on top, and then you're going to subtract your x's and they're going to be on the bottom. Now it doesn't matter the order of which one you let be your first set of points and which one you let be your second set of points. You'll still come up with the same answer regardless of whether you choose one or the other to be x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2 and y sub 2. All right, so moving on. We're going to use the formula just as is. You'll see this formula in every math algebra textbook with our y's on top. So let's start with y sub 2, which is 6. Take away y sub 1, which is 2. That's going to be on top. And then on bottom, we're going to have our x's. We're going to subtract them, and we're going to start with x sub 2, which is 5. Take away x sub 1, which is 3. At this point, all we need to do is do subtraction on the top and the bottom. So 6 take away 2 is 4, and 5 take away 3, of course, is 2. So what we have here is 4 divided by 2, and we know that 4 divided by 2 equals 2, so therefore we have a slope of 2. Let's do a real example. Find the slope given 2 points on the line using the slope formula. Recall the slope formula is y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So you'll always subtract your y's and they'll always be on top. Subtract your x's and they will be on the bottom. So here are the 2 points we're given, and we're going to go ahead and plug them into the slope formula as is. So starting with y sub 2, so y sub 2 is 7, so that's going to be 7. Take away 5, and that's going to be on top. And now we're going to subtract our x's on the bottom, and we're going to start with x sub 2, which is negative 1. So that's going to be negative 1. Take away 3. So once we plug the formula in, it's going to look like so. On the top, we have 7 take away 5, which is 2. On the bottom, the signs are same. Remember, when the signs are the same, keep the sign and add the numbers, and that's going to give us negative 4 on the bottom. Recall that when you are finding the slope, you must write your answer in its most simplified form. So let's go ahead and reduce this fraction of 2/4. That's going to reduce to 1/2. And also the fact that we have a positive divided by a negative is going to make this a negative slope. So it has a negative slope of negative 1/2. Well, what does a slope of negative 1/2 look like? Is that a horizontal line, a vertical line, a line that slants upward, meaning a positive slope? Or is that a line that is slanted downward, meaning a negative slope? What do you think? Well, if you said a negative slope, then you are correct. The fact that you see a negative in front of the number indicates that it is a negative slope. And if we were to graph that, that would show a graph that will be moving from left to right in a downward motion, which also signifies a negative slope. And there you have it.